With our last one press conference from Dynamo Coach Olsen. Coach, thanks for the time. Starting off, just you can give us your initial thoughts on RSL, which you guys are looking forward to or expecting tomorrow night, and obviously the needing result to move on.
Yeah, we've played RSL 30 times in the last 2 years, so we know them very well, and they know us. So similar styles in some ways, and we do some similar the game models and some of the profiles of players. It's fun going against them essentially, and they're kind of their forward comes back into the play, and he's been kind of caged up for a while, so we know we're going to get the best out of an Arango, which is never fun, but it's a game that we're looking forward to. The scoring scenarios were pretty clear on how to go through. It's just a matter of, can we do that? We know we're going to have to score some goals. We know we have to win the game. We know we're going to have to win the game in certain scenarios, whether it's up 2 or a lot of goals, and win by 1. So there's some interesting 2v1 scenarios with the yellow cards and fair play. So it's a hair more complex. But again, it's one that we're at home. We don't need to do anything different. Certainly from the onset, our mentality at home is to win and win by more than 1 goal, anyways, and that's what we expect. We haven't been able to do that as much as we did last year, so this is a good time to start that.
Appreciate that. We'll start with a couple of questions here in the room, and then we'll transition over to Zoom. Jorge, go ahead.
Coach, good morning. Tomorrow, like I said, a very tough one with scenarios, a must win. This team is filled with winners. How much would it mean to move on tomorrow and not wait until your next game and league play?
Yeah, I mean, I think you see if I'm going by the focus of this group over the last, 8 days or whatever it's been since our last game, 9 days, I think they're ready. I think they're ready to perform at a high level, and they understand that we're playing a very good opponent and that we're familiar with, and they understand that we'll have to be at our best to have success, and that's going to be, again, scoring goals. But sometimes in these games where, you need to put the ball in the net a few times, it's also equally important to still dial in on the defensive side and make sure you're not giving up goals, because that makes the goal situation, you have to score that many more goals. So it's both sides. It's going to have to be a perfect game from us, and but the team's capable of it. Again, we're at home, and I don't think a lot has to change from our mentality, other than we got to be clinical in the final third. More urgent. And again, just when we do have our chances, we got to do better with it. Again, final ball, that's the final action, numbers in the box. These types of things become a little bit more important.
When you were impressed by Lawrence and Ali, how much more has he meshed in with the group?
Every day, him and Ponce, right? Both guys. It takes time to get real training sessions. Game minutes, this is just, they're both going to get there and both going to be really important pieces for this team over the next few years. And you can see each training session gets better. They get more comfortable. They start to continue to build relationships. And it's been a lot of fun working with them. Both great guys. Fit in again on the field, each day, but also off the field. It's a pretty welcoming group, our group, and they've brought them in, and I think they are enjoying the transition.
Lastly, just wanted to ask on the status of Coco Garcia's health.
He's getting there, still in the training room, but I wouldn't give a time frame on it, but it was a significant quad, and we hope to have him in and around when the season kicks up again.
All right, we'll switch over to questions on Zoom. We'll start off with Juan Pereira. Juan, go ahead. I'm going to open your line. Again, if you have questions, click the raise your hand button. Go ahead, Juan.
Hello, Ben. First of all, luck on tomorrow's match. I wanted to ask you about, well, first of all, Griffin Dorsey mentioned earlier that tomorrow's game will feel like a final. And for you guys, you have two veteran players in Hector Herrera and Eric Sviatchenko who've played in these types of matches before. How important have they been in the build-up to this match to keep the team on the same page in terms of how they will go about this match?
It's an important match, but these all, as you said, we've got guys with experience. They've been in these situations, not only in their past, but also last year. We went through a lot of big games and big moments. So yeah, I don't think we haven't done anything different to your question this week of hitting the panic button or alarm bells, and it's just been a regular week. We understand the challenge. We understand what this means to go through. We understand that it's a difficult test, but we also are confident in ourselves that this is something that we can accomplish if we play to the level we can, and that's, again, being offensively dangerous, a little bit cleaner than we were against Atlas in the final third, a little bit more creative, more cutthroat, more numbers, more actions in the final third. And then, most likely it's going to have to be a great defensive day from us because right now you need both sides of the ball to be at a really high level to get past Salt Lake.
Thank you. Good luck.
Thanks.
All right, next we'll go over to Rudy Segura. Rudy, your line should be open. Go ahead.
Happy Sunday, Coach. RSL, a team that you guys have played recently a lot, like you mentioned. I think this would be the 8th match in a year. How does that make it harder or easier, for the coaching staff to prepare for this match?
Well, it makes it easier as far as we can cut and paste film a lot quicker, and we've already done the research on them 8 times before, and they haven't changed that much. We haven't changed that much. Of course, there's new wrinkles and profiles that come in, of course, change the complexities of the team offensively or defensively. But both teams, though, I think are tough to prepare for because they have some areas that are unpredictable and they have some improv to them. So again, we know who they are. Again, doesn't make it easy. I don't care how many times you prepare for somebody. If they've got quality and they got good players that can hurt you, whether it's in transition, whether it's in the build, whether it's on set pieces, they're a handful. So it doesn't make it easier, other than it is a little less work for the assistant coaches to put the prep video together.
And last one for me, obviously, again, playing them so much, does this create kind of a natural rivalry for the squad, you think, just facing this opponent so many times in big matches?
Yeah, I think so. Well, so far they've had, they had our number this year away, and we'd like to get back at them for that. Last year we had their number, and so I like this rivalry. I think it's because we've played them so many times. I think it's starting to become one. I've got I've talked about this before. I've got so much respect for Pablo and what he's done there, and not only his coaching style, but his leadership style and who he is as a human. So, he's a personal friend, and when he's not playing us, he's a guy I root for, and I think he's done a great job with that organization. So, with that, it's a game of mutual respect, but one I hope is a nice rivalry for the league.
Thanks, Rudy. And next we'll wrap up with Sam Bono. Sam, your line should be open. Go ahead.
Okay.
Sam?
I will answer this question. Dynamo have played recently 8 times in the same week. That's too many time. And you spoke about your team need to be on that high level. They have to get something good on this game against recently. And this is a must-win game if Houston have to progress in this week. Given all these things, how
there are a few different wrinkles, right? You prepare in the same way. I think it does help that we're at home. Our mentality, as I said before, Sam, is to go win by 2 goals anyways at home. Right? We're on the front foot. We end up creating quite a few chances. So that doesn't necessarily change. But of course, as the game goes, if there's certain scenarios that we have to speed up the offensive part of the game, that's, we're prepared for that. But I said it's a dangerous thing to think so much about the offensive part and not the defensive part. Preaching patience and kind of this slow boil of a game like this. Because again, the defensive side is just as important. Giving up a goal makes it that much more difficult. So it's a balance, and that's why I said we have to play a perfect game. We have to play offensively in the way we can, but also, again, be efficient, see out the last play, and then also be sharp in the transition moments. And at times we still have to suffer. We still have to be in a block and be tough to break down. So a perfect game will do it, and that's the task.